Dan, it's your job in Google to drive more and more businesses to basically using the Google ecosystem, and many businesses do for various degrees of success, for online advertising, for driving business to their websites. In Ireland, though, there is a feeling more businesses should be using the web, and a statistic I saw was that of the businesses in Ireland, or SMEs particularly, who have websites, only 21% are actually geared up for e-commerce transactions. And another statistic related to that was that figure's really only grown 3% since the year 2000. Now, that to me sounds really bad. As the chief marketing guy for Google Europe, is that typical of Europe, or is it a low base that needs to be improved on?
It's pretty bad, particularly for a developed market which has a pretty online consumer base. So there used to be a problem with broadband availability in Ireland. That's been largely fixed. So your consumers are online, they're shopping online, they're just not buying from Irish companies, because it's the Brits and the Americans and the other companies that are setting up websites which really serve the Irish consumer with great transactional capabilities, great online service. They're winning the market from you Irish businesses.
How should we fix this? I mean, Irish people love technology. They use it whenever they can, but as you say, most of them are buying from sites in the UK, sites in the US and elsewhere. How should we go about fixing this? Because it's an imperative for an economy like Ireland to trade internationally, and the best gift I can imagine is the internet.
Yeah. Well, I think with an economy that's small like the Irish one, you have to look beyond your borders. But first, you have to win your home consumer. So every Irish shopper is going to first go to the brands that they know and trust from the high street. They're going to look for them online. And when they find that they're not there online, or not offering the transactional services online, they'll go elsewhere. So the first thing that these organisations need to do is get a great online service offering, including transactions. And when you've got big famous stores like Dunnes not even offering full transactions online, it's obvious that the smaller businesses are going to be even further behind. So they really need to up their game.
The role of government, I mean, we've had a change of government, as you know, and they've stated many things, like they want Ireland to be an exemplar country for use of cloud computing. They want Ireland to be a great place for ICT-enabled firms. I mean, what should governments be doing? Is there a role for governments in this?
I think there's definitely a role for governments to create the right environment and to encourage the investment in the infrastructure that's going to support these activities. So as I mentioned earlier, the infrastructure to put basic broadband in throughout most of Ireland has happened, and that's great, and that's got the consumer base to a place where they are screaming out for the business space to offer the services I talked about. But broadband isn't the end game. There's super fast broadband coming, and the next generation of services are going to demand fibre optic broadband throughout the country, and you need to make sure that you're not left behind in wave 2 as you were in wave 1 playing catch up.
Do you think it's an insurmountable thing? Like, I mean, catch up is obviously going on, or has to go on, but is it something that is insurmountable, or can be surmounted?
No, I think it's perfectly surmountable. I think you've shown through the recent progress that you can catch up, and you're kind of in a good place to keep the momentum going. I think the worst thing that the Irish economy could suffer now is a kind of retrenchment mentality that we're in a tough place, let's stop investing. You need to invest to get out of the tough place and go forward.